You're listening to Catholic Chicago. Ahead, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Voice of Charity. I'm Phil Zepeda with Catholic Charities. Once again, here with my colleague, Katie Bredemann. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning, Phil.
We are glad to be with you live on WNDZ, as we always are, 7:50 a.m. in Chicago, with a live stream also on YouTube and Facebook at Catholic Chicago. So as graduation season concludes around the country, we'd like to take some time today to congratulate all the graduates of the Catholic Charities Family Self-Sufficiency program. So for those of you who are not familiar with it, our Family Self-Sufficiency program helps low-income single parents with case management and employment services for up to 5 years as they work towards greater stability and improve their own quality of life.
And here with us today to talk about this amazing program and its 2022 graduates is Maureen Murphy, Associate Vice President of Catholic Charities Family and Parish Support Services. Welcome, Maureen.
Good morning.
Morning.
We're so delighted to have you with us today. Can you please remind our audience, Maureen, about the goals of the Family Self-Sufficiency program?
Sure. The goals of the program are to address all the obstacles that single parents face in achieving self-sufficiency. All the services are offered in English and Spanish, and it helps people earn a living wage. That's the goal, is to earn a living wage.
And so how long has this program been helping single parents? And do you help both single women and single men who are, really challenged with being those single parents?
Yes, it's hard enough for low-income families, but with only one income, it makes it a lot more difficult. Two income, it does make it a lot easier. So we developed the program in 1984. And it's a very unique program. There's no program like it in Cook or Lake County other than ours. And it's received national awards, and people have come from other service agencies across the country and even like Canada to come study us, and then so they could replicate the program back at home. It's unique in that it has social workers as well as employment specialists. It's a great combination to really help people achieve the highest level in education and employment.
And so low-income single parents can be in the program. It's really quite extraordinary that you're coming up on 40 years with this. Congratulations, first of all, for that, Maureen.
Thank you.
And so how many participants have you had in this past year?
We have, at any time, we have 150 families. So that includes the head of the household. And then with the children, it's about 400 participants total, but it's 150 families.
That's a large program.
Yes.
And Maureen, while Katie was talking to you, and those first few questions, we were sharing some of the photos of participants in the program. Just so incredibly marvelous. You can tell in those snapshots of the previous graduations and their participation in the program, just how happy and thrilled they are to be aligned with this. You've hosted,
and I can tell you also, Phil, to be in the audience, you see the boyfriends and the girlfriends and the children, and they're, go mom, they're so happy. The women are so proud, and we have less single men than the single women, but the parents are very proud of themselves, but the audience, you just see that the pride and their lives are going to be different.
Yeah, it's transforming in that spirit. And you just hosted on June 11th the annual achievement celebration. Tell us about that, because I'm sure that spirit that you were just sharing with us now was alive and well in that. But tell us about the June 11th program.
Yes, well, we had 25 graduates, which is amazing. That doesn't always happen. And it's a chance. We recognize their achievements in employment. Maybe work 6 months employment, 12 months employment, and then we have inspirational, and then as well as their education. So we have two goals: is the highest level of education and the highest level of employment. So I can give you some examples of what people graduated with this year: business license, associates in health administration, nursing degree, high school diploma, LPN, master's in forensic psychology, medical assistant, food service, culinary training. We get a lot. So there, and we have inspiring speeches by the participants. Maybe some started out living in their car, or they came from a shelter, and it's their lives. And almost every year we have one or two first-time home buyers. So they go from living in their car to owning their own home. I mean, it's amazing. It's just amazing. And we're if anyone, we always say, come to the achievement celebration. You can see the results of everyone's hard work. The clients will say, "You had faith in me when I lost faith in myself." The case managers walk with the clients. The clients do the hard work, but the case managers keep them focused and keep them really helping them achieve their ultimate.
Right. And Maureen, it's a testament to your involvement, your leadership as well for this program. You mentioned 25 graduates for the program. What are the requirements for graduation?
Well, they have different milestones, and they work intensively with their case managers, and they reassess every quarter how far, what their next goal is, and then they can stay up to 5 years. So and most stay that whole time because they get a lot of extra support and focus. Others are launched and they say, "Hey, after 3 years, I got my degree. I'm ready to go out on my own." It's really becoming self-sufficient. The goal is to be off of assistance, any other working full-time employment with benefits.
Well, it's such an amazing, unique program, and you've talked about how it's studied and revered by other cities and organizations. How do most people hear about the program? I guess word of mouth must be huge, but how are people hearing about it in the first place?
Well, many live in subsidized housing, so the housing authorities themselves let people know, and we give outreach interviews right at the house. There's 3 housing authorities in Lake County, and we partner with all 3 of those. Others from our own case managers, Catholic Charities, we have so many programs, so our own case managers, and then case managers from other organizations, other agencies, and then, as you said, word of mouth. I mean, participants are the best story. They, you can join this program with me, you can come on, Saturday, we'll go together, and,
right.
And part of the magic of it also is that they help each other. Like, we try to make sure everyone has a childcare plan. How do you get a job if you don't, what if the kid gets sick, or what if, how are you going to get transportation? So a lot of the women help each other out, with that, and it works very successfely. They develop a nice network of other people, kindred spirits,
Absolutely, and Maureen, related to that, talk about the requirements for the program. What are people needing to bring?
It's pretty easy. You have to be stably housed, wanting to be committed to a Lake County resident, and then committed to becoming self-sufficient. It's once they're in the program, they have to have they have to meet with their case manager. You couldn't, right. There are some other things, but the basic eligibility is, and you have to be a single parent of young children, children under 18.
Those are such welcoming, suggestions that all people have to do is get into the program, and then you're going to work with them in their unique situation to help get them going even further and stable.
Right.
We've talked
Each person has a different plan. You know what I mean? It's very It's very, very individualized.
Which is so special, and it's so common at Catholic Charities, the kindness and the attention to detail that all of our case managers take to make sure that people know we're meeting them where they are on their journey to becoming self-sufficient. We've talked a little bit already, Maureen, about the case management component. Can you talk a little bit about the employment component of what you do to help these single parents find career opportunities?
Sure, because that's kind of the unique thing, because it's not just the regular case management, but specific employment things, job readiness, job coaching, job retention skills. How do you get along with coworkers? How do you get along with your supervisor? What do you need? Do you need a uniform? Do you need some transportation that first week or two till you get your first paycheck? There are unique things that people need for employment. We bought someone a little alarm clock, little things like that, so a lot of it is readiness for the job, and then coaching along the way so that they can retain the job.
And do your case managers provide these employment services, Maureen?
We have a separate team of employment specialists. So and that's kind of good for boundaries too. So the employment person is really focusing on the job, not their feelings so much.
Right.
More about reality of the work world, and the case managers can process more of the emotional things, and then all the resources out in the community.
And I'm guessing that you also have probably built a network of employers who keep Catholic Charities in mind and keep this program in mind if they have openings. Am I right?
You are, and I'll tell you, that has been so. At one time, we had 95 employers, and many of the participants, when you hear their stories, you'll hear maybe a boyfriend left them hanging with, they might have some kind of a felony or a misdemeanor, or many, they might have written a bad check, when they were like 18 years old or something, so we help them try to clean that up, but many landlords don't take anyone who's ever had any kind of criminal involvement, so if they, and employers as well. So some employers will take a chance on our clients, knowing that we're working with them and that we're kind of stand behind them. And so they have taken a chance, and they've been happy too. And now with the labor market with the shortage, it's even easier. But we were able, there's a job development program in Lake County, and they would always come to us and say, how do you get all these people jobs? So we've always been we've always been good at we have the relationships with the employers and with the clients, and it works out. It's a great partnership.
Well, every aspect of this family self-sufficiency program, Maureen, is so inspiring. If you'll please bear with us, we're going to take a break here on The Voice of Charity. And when we return, we're going to continue our conversation with Maureen Murphy about Catholic Charities' family self-sufficiency program. Please stay tuned.
Get ready for a fabulous day of golf for a great cause, as Catholic Charities 2022 Golf Invitational tees off at the beautiful Olympia Fields Country Club on Monday, June 27th. Gather your friends, family members, and work colleagues for a day that is sure to be a highlight of your summer. Enjoyable contests and surprises are planned throughout the day to make this one extraordinary golf outing. Proceeds from this event will benefit Catholic Charities programs and services in Cook County. Fantastic sponsorships are still available for an invitational that is one of the most popular summer golf events in Chicago. Don't miss the 2022 Catholic Charities Golf Invitational on June 27th. For more information, go to CatholicCharities.net or call 847-226-5697. That's 847-226-5697.
People always say, how can you spend your day with 3-year-olds? Seeing the changes that they go through and just the journey and how they grow, this is a very rewarding job. Even though at the end of the day, we're not the highest paid people on earth. And when I have a parent contact me and say, my child loves school, that to me, I'm setting that foundation for their love of learning. Because really, you are changing lives. You are molding lives.
Shape the next generation of leaders. Teach. Apply today at archchicago.org/schooljobs.
Catholic Charities offers a wide variety of volunteer opportunities to those who want to share their time and help us serve people in need. Whether it's stocking the shelves of our food pantries, helping refugees learn the English language, tutoring school-aged children, becoming a mentor to young adults, sorting clothes in our clothing rooms, serving hot meals to those who are facing homelessness, or delivering meals and making cards to lift the spirits of our homebound seniors, we are deeply grateful to all those who want to join in our mission of mercy. Volunteer opportunities are updated weekly for people of all ages at ccofchicagovolunteer.com or just call us at 312-655-7053. That's 312-655-7053. Thank you for helping us follow Jesus' call to serve our neighbors in need. Welcome back to the Voice of Charity. I'm Phil Zepeda here along with Katie Bredemann from Catholic Charities. Our special guest this morning is Maureen Murphy, who's the Associate Vice President of Family and Parish Support Services at Catholic Charities, our wonderful colleague. Maureen, I'll get back into it with you and talking about the program that you help helm. Sure. There's got to be a number of these families, if not a disproportionate number of participants that are single parents, right? And they have so many burdens to overcome. Can you describe and give us the flavor about what some of those are and how you and your team help those individuals overcome those burdens in this family self-sufficiency program?
Well, sure. I mean, it takes like 2 full-time workers to afford a 2-bedroom apartment at minimum wage to afford a 2-bedroom apartment in Lake County. So it's very different. You know, affordable housing is probably the biggest challenge. Maybe lack of education. You know, childcare, debt. Most come with debt. They maybe need to learn a lot of money management skills. And so, you know, it's just a variety of healthcare, you know, education. Poverty affects, you know, all those areas. It's not just one thing. Poverty causes all that. And it's just amazing to see people being able to rise up out of that and become self-sufficient, achieve things for themselves and their families. It's so neat for us to be able to see that impact, you know, because we see so many people who are in facing poverty and don't see a way out, and it's just good to have a way out of it, and that we really help walk with them as they do that.
Maureen, you mentioned childcare and children. Talk a little bit about the children that are involved in the program. The children of these participants.
Mm-hmm. Well, as I said, it's tailored for the single parents, but boy, the kids, we have a lot of kids activities. We have even one of our board members teaches financial literacy and we have different groups depending on their age, so they know they want to save their money and what are they going to save it for, and all the way. We have and I think just seeing their mothers or fathers study at night, or get up, get the bus to work, and it spills over. The kids, you cannot believe these kids. They're on the honor roll. They're graduating from high school. They're going to college. They just see their parents working so hard, and they emulate that. So their lives are forever changed. It's just amazing to see that.
Beautiful.
And we see them grow. 5 years is a long time for a child, so we see them, oh my gosh, and then they'll come back and say, oh, she's in college now, or it just spills over. It really does.
So you're saying that because the parents are setting such a wonderful example, that the children's lives are impacted in the same way. And you're really, when you look at the essence of this, Maureen, you're breaking the cycle of poverty, right? Because the next generation, they've seen what their parents have gone through, and they're not gonna let that same thing happen to themselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
Really inspiring. Can I ask what other Catholic Charities programs and services you work with most often to help take care of the other aspects of their life, make sure these single parents get the basic needs so that they can focus on getting these stable careers going?
Right. So we work a lot with the food pantries, and then each holiday we try to get them a food basket, like a Thanksgiving, turkey with all the fixings, Christmas, the same ham with all the fixings, maybe. They don't have any discretionary income at all, so anything we can do to help. So we work with the food pantries, emergency assistance. What if they might fall behind 1 month in their rent? None of our people are getting evicted, because we're working well with them, but we help them, prevent any issues. We work with behavioral health programs, and then we even work with our pregnancy parenting support program for the new moms, extra support, and for the siblings. So pretty much we partner with almost all the programs in Lake County, and then maybe their parents are helped by the senior services. All right.
So, Maureen, emblematic of so many Catholic Charities programs is the volunteer component, right? And are there ways for volunteers to pledge their time and talents with the Family Self-Sufficiency program?
Oh yes, it's a wonderful program to volunteer for. I will start by that because it's just so exciting, and they can mentor a client if they want, if they're like a business person, or in certain fields, they can teach. We have monthly classes, psychoeducational classes. So if they have a specialty, they can teach those. We have events. We have a Christmas party every year. We have a summer picnic, and then of course the achievement celebration. So they could volunteer at events. It's just kind of the sky's the limit. We do rely a lot on volunteers, and the volunteers get so much out of it. They really do. If you have any interest in that, you just call 847-782-4233. 847-782-4233, and we're happy to work with you on which types of things you're interested in.
And Maureen, back in 2005, one of your team members, Jacqueline Small, wrote a poem that's now part of the annual achievement celebration that you just held. And the poem is called "Come and Follow Me." Can you please share a stanza or two, or even the whole poem for us? Because I think it beautifully describes what this Family Self-Sufficiency program is all about.
Right, and it's written by our employment specialist. Okay, here we go. Come and follow me. Step into my world and follow me, and view my world of mysteries. See my tears of joy and content. Come and see the things that I have seen and view my life of unbelief. See the dreams I've dreamt, witness the goals I've abandoned, hear the cries that I have cried. Notice the tears I've shed, emotions running hot, temper flaring. Come, follow me and see where I'm going. The wheels are turning, the mind is working. See and hear the things I've done, the changes I've made, the lives I've given, the mouths I've fed, the jobs I've held, and the places I've lived. Take a minute and see at work and at play. Come and witness my journey. Come, take my hand, if only for a while. See the life I'm living, the goals I've accomplished. Notice the changes I've made and the smiles upon my face, the lives I've touched and the joy I share. Look at me and see a rejuvenated person, renewed and free. Come and follow me and see my life of victory.
That is so powerful, Maureen. Thank you so much for sharing that. Can you tell us a few stories about the 2022 graduates that you just honored in your achievement celebration?
Sure. Two come to mind, Sandy and Rebecca. So here, let me tell you about Rebecca first. Okay. She's a mother of 3 sons who entered the program in 2017. She was referred by the Waukegan Housing Authority. She was on public aid and in public housing and on receiving food stamps. Right away, she became very engaged in the program, started attending the monthly meetings, special events, and she was able to maintain full-time employment since she joined the program. So she was very successful in that. And then with her employment case manager, she helped her develop a small side craft business to supplement her income. So the main thing, Rebecca, her goal was to repair her credit, save money, and become a homeowner. Those were her goals when she started. She's grown financially in so many ways. She maintains a surplus budget. She contributes to 3 savings accounts, general, business, and emergency. She earns her supplemental income, from the craft business. And she's realized a 46% increase in her earnings since she joined the program. She works full-time, has full benefits, and she's no longer in need of food stamps. She continues to improve her credit score, and she's working on the next step. Then is home ownership. So she's fantastic. She's quite. We're so proud of all her progress.
Maureen, I could take a lesson or two from Rebecca.
Don't you have the 3 accounts?
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable. Thank you for sharing Rebecca's story, and thank you for sharing that powerful that poem. Can you share once again the phone number with us before we let our listeners and our viewers go for anyone who wants to learn more about the Catholic Charities Family Self-Sufficiency Program?
Right. Just call us at 847-782-4233. 847-782-4233.
Wonderful. Maureen, thank you so much for being on the show today. I promise to get up there and see you. I promise.
Looking forward to that.
The Family Self-Sufficiency Program does an outstanding job of helping single parents break the cycle of poverty and learn how to manage it on their own. You heard some wonderful stories today, and they establish family homes for themselves and their children's. Congratulations again to all the graduates of the 2022 program.
I agree, Phil. Congratulations, Maureen, to you and your colleagues and all the wonderful work you do. And I, too, congratulate all the 22 graduates of Catholic Charities Family Self-Sufficiency Program. We invite you all back again next week for another edition of The Voice of Charity. For now, this is Katie Bredemann with Phil Zepeda, and we thank you for tuning in and believing in the mission of Catholic Charities.
Join us every Monday through Friday at this time for Catholic Chicago. You can stream our programs live or listen to past programs by visiting our website, archchicago.org, and clicking on Radio TV. And please connect with Catholic Chicago on social media.